Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my Metal Gear Solid 5 S-Rank walkthrough. This is episode 15, Footprints, sorry, of Phantoms. So this is a really stupid video for me. Not my finest moment here. The mother base at this moment in time was so underdeveloped, the rocket launcher on my back wasn't strong enough to even kill the the walkers. So my normal strategy here is to fire a missile at one of them from a distance and it kills both of them. Then I go around the other side of the area and I do the same thing and I get out of there before they ever knew I was there. And it's a really quick and easy way of S-ranking it, even on the total stealth mission later on. However, I don't have the gear that's strong enough to do that. So I had to get creative, which involved going up to the machines and sticking C4 on them, which I think is a horrible strategy, but I made it work. And you're about to see exactly how I did that. It's so stupid. The good news is, folks, later on in the game, when you get the ability to cargo extract via the Fulton 2, the Cargo 2 Fulton, sorry, you can come back to this mission and you can get all four of these walkers back to base pretty easily, and you can have some awesome machines at your disposal. But you're not going to see that from this video. So up this verge, there are two dudes. The first guy's going to come over to the second guy. They're going to start talking and having a little one of the, plan the dialogues, and then the guy's going to walk away. And then the guy who was waiting and the recipient of this dialogue is going to come back towards us. It's one of those patterns that's nothing but predictable. Also, you'll hear Quiet at this moment in time humming her face off. A lot of these missions I would guarantee bringing the horse, or I recommend, sorry, because it's just better, it's faster, you'll get a better speed bonus, it's just, utility-wise, it's so much more useful. However, I'm trying to build my bond with Quiet so that I can use her later on in some areas, and the best way to do that is to put her in missions. And when it's a mission such as this, I know I can get away with it. But I tranked that guy there just because he's going to be a nuisance, and I know I'm not going to get the no trace bonus because I have to detonate some explosives here. That guy kind of sees us. Once again, it's daytime. And I'm going to carry this guy as far away from this particular area as I can to Fulton him, just so that they don't hear it or see it. The more people that see the balloon go up and try to intercept it, the harder that particular angle of difficulty will be as people get more used to doing it, and it'll get to the point where they shoot it immediately on sight without hesitating if you let it get bad enough. But Quiet at this moment in time is probably not going to be giving us much except for a couple of marks, which is nice to have her to mark things, but I don't need her to because I have a good idea of where the enemies are, and I'm going to be avoiding the majority of them, so I don't really need to know where most of them are as this guy comes a little closer. Another reason for tranking here and getting rid was delusions that I might be able to do this without killing somebody, but the second set of machines, when I use the C4 there, it kills somebody, so I don't know why I was even being this, sincere with this kind of stuff. But something that I've probably not mentioned, because I haven't had videos long enough to mention, is changing weapons on this game. I really don't like it. I don't know if it's the controller I'm using, because the Xbox One's D-pad is not the best. It's a considerable improvement over the Xbox 360, and if you listen to it, it sounds like it works exactly as intended, but it doesn't have the same result in game. And I don't know if this is a flaw of the controller on the hardware side, or if it's the flaw of the developers when it comes to programming the responsiveness to it. So if you're playing this on PlayStation 4, guys, I'd love to know if you have this same issue. But when I'm changing weapons on the D-pad, I have times where it is so unbearably unresponsive that it doesn't work, and then other times where it's so super sensitive that I'll accidentally swap weapons more than once. And how it works is, you tap the button to go between weapons, or you hold it to bring up the thing to select, and when you tap it as well, it takes it on and off, and also it swaps, and there's times when it just does one or it does the other, or it doesn't do either, and I have these moments where I accidentally put the fucking box on all the time. Because don't even get me started with that just winds me up. And then other areas where, when you're giving commands to a buddy, you're holding directly down on the analog, yet it's going in like a diagonal direction and doing the wrong command. The amount of times I've tried to tell Quiet to to like stand down, and I've actually told her to shoot because I'm holding the analog in the correct place, but the indicator on screen is not in the right place. So many weird, like, just moments of annoyance. And I can't help but think holding the triggers was a much better way of doing it, because the thing I loved is they were so responsive. You held it, it brought up the menus, and then you pressed it and you double pressed it to flick them on and off. It was absolutely beautiful. Like, you could have that in this game. The only difference is, give the game a firing stance. You know, Splinter Cell had a firing stance for forever, and it didn't really get in the way of the gameplay. There's so many other fucking stances, like, it just seems like it would be so much better. But, is that just me, guys? Is that just my controller, or is that something that everybody's having? Because I haven't seen that many people talking about it, and it happens to me all the time, and it really, really frustrates me. Like, the amount of times I've needed to put the C4 on to stop a convoy, and I can't do it. Like, I understand how to do it, but it just doesn't come out. And it's not like a fighting game where your execution's bad, it's like the fucking pad doesn't work. And there's nothing wrong with that controller, guys, because I've been playing the tits off of Gears of War, the terrible remake, and I've had no issue changing weapon on that game. And that's what D-pad does on that game, so it's just this weird thing. Like on Mortal Kombat 10, I had no issue with the D-pad when it came to doing the instructions for commands and things, so I think it's the game, I really do. But I'm also not delusional enough to think I'm infallible, so it could literally be me. Maybe I've got builder's thumbs or something. But all we're doing now is we're running away from the hot zone. If I had a horse here, I would have obviously been much quicker, but I don't, and unfortunately you cannot ride quiet in neither a functional way or a sexy way, but we'll make do. This is also one of the messier scores, because we're not going to get perfect stealth for this one. I was trying to press press X to bust out of the box during the slow-mo, but it trapped me inside the box. But that is an X rank. An X rank? That'd be cool, wouldn't it? X rank. No, that's an S rank. It is not a clean one. I only got it by like 7,000 points, which is pretty embarrassing, but I'll probably have a better video of that with no traces later on when I do my no trace run, if I actually do that. But thank you for watching. You take care now.